Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What's up? What's up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay. We are officially back, my guys. Waiting on my guy Junior to get in here, man. We're just talking some NBA guys. This isn't the NBA preseason show. We really just talking some NBA. I will be betting preseason, but I'm not sure. I don't think I'll be betting some games today. I was leaning Raptors and Pelicans, but I don't think I'm gonna bet nothing today. If I was to bet something, it would be I'd be looking at the Warriors. I need to see them first. You see what I'm saying? And also, there's possibilities like you can make some live bets, or you could make some second half wagers as well. So just right now, you know what I'm saying? I don't really got a feel for. Well, I have a feel for them, but a lot of players gonna play their starters only the first half. It's those second tier guys. That's what you want to look at. So it's all about the depth right now in preseason. Who wants it more? I do know that Willie Green, like I say, like the Pelicans. I do think they will be a good bet in the preseason for the simple fact I think he'll leave his guys in a little longer. I do know tonight that the Timberwolves are just leaving their guys in just the first half. You dig what I'm saying? So, what's up, my guys? Yeah, man. Let's see what the chat talking about. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stay away, man. Saw the amount of money on Action App and stayed the fuck away. J Money, been a minute. What's up, Nate Dog? My guy, Nate Dog 420. Raptors, Jazz, and Celtics is what I'm going with. Okay, I can see you. I actually like the Raptors. First game in house. Want to see what my guy Junior got to say. Junior, my guy. Hey, my guy. It's
What it do, bro? Sorry, I'm live and direct from my mom's place, visiting Canada, back in my homeland.
where you at? Toronto or what?
Nah, I was in Toronto last week. I have to go back to. I mean, I can't even go watch a game. I ain't vaccinated, so you can't do nothing.
Well, hey, well, fuck. I hope I got some Mavs games to go to, bro. I hope they don't. Well, that's not what the show about, but yeah, I'm not getting back to either.
Yeah, sorry,
That's
I didn't mean to bring that up. It's
now that's
just
a whole nother conversation. But yeah,
it's
that's a
just
good
weird
point.
coming from Miami, where in
That's a good
Florida, where
point.
it's like almost no COVID, to come in here where everybody acts like the world's about to end. So it's just kind of weird. But getting back to basketball, well, since I brought up the Heat, they got a new player in Kyle Lowry who seems to fit in that culture real good. So I think Jimmy Butler might be the person that benefits from having a real point guard. Not to say that Dragic is not a real point guard, but he's more of a score first type guard. They haven't had a real true point guard with Jimmy Butler, so it might be interesting to see. What do you think about that? I know you don't like Kyle Lowry, but that marriage between him and Jimmy, what do you think?
Well, really, I don't have anything against Lowry. Well, I guess like it's the whole flopping thing, but I mean, obviously,
Right,
it's
right.
just another thing. But he's a player, bro. He's a baller, and everything that I'm reading as far as them going to practice, that he's going to be the quarterback of the team. He's coming in. You know what I'm saying? He's taking leadership already to the younger guys, everything. So everything I'm reading, I like it, bro. I think this Heat team is going to be underrated. They could possibly have another season like they did in the bubble, bro. Obviously, they got a little lucky with not having to play any road games or whatever, and they caught their stride. But just the way that they were balling out, Tyler Hero and got Bam Adebayo, I think they get back to that type of Heat team where they could really contend for the top of the East over there, bro. Like I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see the Heat. Well, I really think they're gonna go for it during the regular season. So I think the Heat probably be a top three seed, bro. Call me crazy. I mean, because like, what are the Sixers gonna do, bro? They have a lot of distractions right now with this whole Ben Simmons thing. So I'm sorry, the Sixers were top tier, but I don't have them in my. I don't really have them in my top four right now in the East, bro. You got the Nets, you got the Bucks, you still have the Hawks, and I think the Heat are the oldest team right now. That's my top four in the East, bro. What you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really disagree with you. I mean, the 76ers is a soap opera that they created, right? Ben Simmons is acting like a diva because at the end of the day, nobody put a gun to your head and told you not to take shots in the fourth quarter. Nobody told you to pass up a wide open layup. And when I say wide open, Trey Young was under the basket. You could get your elbows in the rim. So he made his own bed. I understand why he doesn't want to go back, but you're a professional. You got a contract. You get paid what, like 30 something $1 million a year. You can't put your feelings away and just go collect your check.
The light skin shit, man. I see what
Yeah,
people
it's
be saying now
wild,
about the
bro.
light skin stuff.
Yeah, it's wild, bro. But the only thing I can say to that is that they're probably better off without him, not because he's a bad player, but addition by subtraction. Now they could really just focus on Joel Embiid. Obviously, his health is a question, so having the Ben Simmons situation where he could kind of take over when Joel is out is not going to be there no more. But the sum of their parts, I think they'll be fine. They just need to get some kind of pieces back for him. I heard they're really really looking hard at Damian Lillard. I don't know how that's going to work, but
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think
nah,
that it would have to be like a straight up swap or something. You know what I'm saying? And well, the people that I know, especially like in Philly, they don't think that they'll make that big of a trade for someone that's like they had to be in their younger years, like less than 30 or something. You see what I'm saying? So
exactly.
what Dame's just turned like 31 or something like that, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
something like
So
that.
yeah, he don't.
Um, Listen, since you brought it up, the standings in the East, what do you think about this prop bet? Hornets to make the playoffs at plus 170.
I like that, bro. The Hornets are gonna be better this year. You see what I'm saying? I know that the Pacers in the East gonna be better. The Hornets, they got some defensive pieces. They got to upgrade at center. They got Plumlee over there. You see what I'm saying? So they actually kind of have a center now. Obviously, he's not a shooter, but as far as just defending the rim or
Mm-hmm.
being like that lob big, you have that. What else? They got what's the guy's name? I'm had Oubre. So they added some defense on the wing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Hayward should be healthy now. They don't have Devontae Graham anymore, but you still got LaMelo Ball. There's going to be an uptick. LaMelo Ball should take stride this year if he's the type of player that I think he is. He's a little bit more hard worker than Lonzo, in my opinion. LaMelo should take strides here. I like what they're doing. Still got PJ Washington. He has a lot to play for. Bridges. I kind of like what they're doing here. I must say, I think that's like just to make the playoffs. What? So look, they have to make like the play. They got to make it through in the play-in tournament this year, right? I kind of like that, bro. Let me look up because look, all right. So look, who you think gonna be the seeds? Let's start with 1 through 8. Let's talk this out real quick because I don't make future bets. I
I'll
think
make
that's a
future
damn
bets
good
either,
play. I think that's a good
but
play, bro. Especially at plus money. What are we doing here?
yeah, plus 170, and the Bucks are plus 800 to repeat. Now, I don't think the Bucks are going to repeat, but that's some damn good value on the defending champions, though. I can tell you that.
Bro, you know it's tough to go back to back. You know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Smart, Browne. Oh, I was just looking at see who they starting for these preseason games. Oh, Gary Harris gonna start for the Magic, man. My guy Junior, man. I tried to get my guy knows a guy to come on here just talk to him, baby. He said he could do it. My guy Shark in the chat. My brothers, man, all my guys in here, man. I couldn't wait for NBA Junior. Like I said, I know some people probably come on here just think we're gonna give out some preseason picks. I'm not even messing with the preseason tape, but I know you're not messing with it. But let's talk it out real
Ever.
quick. The East. So look, and I don't think the Bucks are going to repeat. I don't. It's tough to repeat, bro. Let me see. It's tough because like who's gonna go for it all out? You know what I'm saying to win. There's gonna be a team that goes all out and want to be the best regular season team. The Bucks, they know it's what you know what I'm saying. What they have to do in the playoffs. The Nets, they'll probably be you know what I'm saying. Risk some guys as well. We know Kyrie. He probably gonna go missing for 2 weeks on some Dennis Rodman type shit. But anyway. KD, Harden, they're not going to play those guys balls to the wall. So I want to say Nets get the number 1 seed, but regardless, I do think it'll be Nets, Bucks, Heat, like top 3. The Hawks, they'll still like. I think the Hawks gotten even better. They're still going to be there. The Pacers, you see what I'm saying? The Pacers going to take a stride there. Who else? The Sixers going to probably make the
Celtics.
playoffs. Yeah, Celtics. Can't forget the Celtics. So what?
So
Who
that's
else?
6, right?
Is
So
it?
the people that you've left out that were top 8 last year are the Knicks and the Wizards.
Let me check some. So the
Now, and
Nick.
I'm gonna tell you right now though, Spencer Dinwiddie and Bradley Beal, that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, it is. The Wizards are going to be a little better than people expect as well, bro. Like the East is kind of, they're not stacked. They're not the West, but they're starting to get like the Wizards call me crazy. They got a new coach over there. We got to see how that's going to work out, which I do think he's a damn good coach. They got Dinwiddie, right? You got guys that had shit to prove, like Harold, Kuzma over there. You guys can't forget when you got NBA players that take the back seat and they're trying to play for a contract or they got shipped off from another team. They got something to prove. They like, in theory, they should be playing with a chip on their shoulder. So it'd be interesting for me to see how Wes Unseld Jr. gets these guys going, right? So let's put it like this: a team that did make the playoffs this year, which one you think will sneak in there?
I tell you what. Other than the Hornets, you're saying, right? Like, are you saying even? I'm going deeper than the play-in because everybody loves the Bulls, obviously, with the moves they've made.
Yeah, the Bulls. Gotta throw them in there.
Right. The Pacers. I think the Rick Carlisle factor is worth a couple wins to the Pacers because he's a massive upgrade over what they had.
We'll have value on the Pacers at the house. Everyone will look at the numbers, look at what happened last year and say, hey, look, the Pacers are trash at the house. Okay, they had a trash-ass coach. Their players gave up on the coach basically before the season even started, bro. They're like, all right, fuck this. Like, we don't even really care about Cuz. So I think we see a whole new type of Pacers squad. I think that's like one of my most underrated teams in my opinion.
So Jay, I got one that's real juicy for you. So the other team that we mentioned are the Wizards, the 8th seed Wizards. They're plus 400 to make the playoffs. Listen, am I going to compare Russell Westbrook to Spencer Dinwiddie? Never. Does Spencer Dinwiddie fit better with Bradley Beal? Maybe.
We got to see how he come off the injury too, though.
Yeah, possibly. But Spencer Dinwiddie is a really good player. So
Indiana, Charlotte, and the Bulls, all three. It's tough because see, my guy knows a guy in here too, and he's gonna tell me right now that the Raptors making it. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna tell me, hey, look, they're a sleeper, and they probably going and they're making the playoffs for sure. So that's what my guy knows the guy say. So it's tough. So last year, Washington made it. Oh boy, it's starting to get super tough over there in the East now, bro. It is starting to get tough. It used to be where you could get in pretty easily. Indiana, Charlotte, and Bulls, all three got significantly better, in my opinion. Just as far as like coaching or adding players to the roster, we know the Bulls, once they figure it out, they could possibly be a top 5, top 6 seed over there in the East. So someone that doesn't make, it's gonna be tough, bro. Because Boston, they still gonna be nice. We got to see if the Knicks can duplicate their success, right? Because last year they were right up under the radar. Now everybody knows, hey, look, the Knicks ain't messing around. Their defense. They kind of made some moves over there. Got Fournier, got Kemba Walker. I know. Let's not get you started on Kemba.
I actually don't have anything against Kemba. I think it's kind of unfortunate that his knee is kind of given out on him because I don't think it's a talent thing. I think it's like an injury thing. And to be honest with you, considering how small Kemba Walker is, he's lasted a really long time before his body started giving out on him. It just sucks that he gave his best years to the Hornets and not to the Celtics. But I think going home for Kemba is probably a good thing. He seems that stage is kind of meant for him. And there's not nearly as much pressure in the sense that Knicks fans don't really have any expectations. Like, they made the playoffs, they got a couple wins. Okay. If they could just qualify, even if they had to get into the play-in, you think that the Knicks fans are going to be unhappy? Like, if you really look at their team, they overachieved with that roster that they had. And if Julius Randle would have just played half decent, they probably beat the Hawks realistically. Like, he couldn't be worse than he was in the playoffs. So
no, you're right.
They kind of got unlucky. And I think that Kemba, like put it to you this way, Kemba kind of makes him super dynamic. Like, and forgive me for not knowing this, Derrick Rose is still on the squad, right?
I'm pretty damn sure Rose is still on there. Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere else. I hadn't seen him go anywhere. I'm pretty sure they'd re-sign Rose.
So if you have Kemba start and Rose come off the bench, that's a problem. Like, that's pretty dynamic right there. So to go along with their front court, which is already hard body, they could be okay. I mean, I would pick them as one of the candidates that will probably have regression. Like, they're probably going to regress, but I don't think they'll be terrible though.
Well, they still got Kevin Knox, so.
It's funny, bro. If you watch Kevin Knox in Kentucky, you can never imagine. Yeah, Kevin Knox he has like Bambi legs, bro. His legs always look like they're about to snap every time he runs up the court. That shit's weird.
Hey, they still got Kevin Knox, so you see what I'm saying? Hey, they could be fortunate. Nah, hey, that's some funny shit right there. But yeah, it's the East is gonna be stacked, bro. I can't wait to see what's up. Can't wait to see what the Raptors look like. Can't wait to see. And you know what? After looking at it, I understand why Charlotte is at plus money to make the what's called with you having, because like I say, if the Hawks and the Knicks do like kind of repeat their success and can stay in the playoffs, the Bulls are coming, the Pacers are coming. You see what I'm saying? So I can understand why the Hornets are, because like I give the Bulls and the Pacers edge over the Hornets fighting their way into the playoffs this year. And I really think the Bulls, they have to do something. Obviously, get Lonzo, you got DeRozan, Levine. At some point, if you don't get winning soon, Levine like, hey, what are we doing? What are we doing here? You see, I mean, that's just today's, people call it ring chasing, all that. That's today's NBA. It's, I mean, as an athlete, we don't want to lose forever. Obviously, some people stay in one city for a while, but he's already past that. So I think Levine at some point he's gonna want to win, but they got some stars over there. It's all about them getting it together over there, bro. What you think about some in the West over there, my guy? Real quick, Junior, did you have some in the Monday Night Football game? I know my guy Shark, he liked Chargers -3.
No, because the Raiders are balling. I mean, first of all, if you're not suspicious about Derek Carr looking like an MVP candidate, I don't know what to tell you. Because he does look like a legitimate MVP candidate. Now I know that he was a pro, an all-pro player like a couple of years ago, but he's kind of playing out of his mind right now. And I'm always one of those people to believe that you're more likely to regress back to normal than you are to keep doing what you're doing. So this is more of like a wait and see game for me, because the Chargers quarterback Herbert, he's the real deal. I have no doubt about his talent. That dude is something special. This is more of a sit back and watch. Kind of interested in the total a little bit more so than the sides.
I like Chargers and over. I think I'm gonna ride with my guy Shark and play Chargers -3. The fact that the Charger even favored, period. Like, why if the Raiders so hot, they've been balling, they've been beating everybody. I think they almost lost to the Dolphins last week. They deserve to lose to the Dolphins. And I know, like in the NFL, when you come off that overtime type of game where there's a winner loss, in theory, it could be they could be a fade, it could be a letdown the next game. So regardless, like I said, I'm not a NFL expert, but I do like the Chargers.
I'm gonna
Chargers
tell
are
you
nothing
this,
for
Jay.
me to, and I'm not sold on Carr yet. I'm not, even though they're nice. They should have lost to Jacoby Brissett and the Dolphins. Now you're going up against Herbert at the house. I think they get him.
Not only that, the here's the thing though. The reason why I'm off this, because I really want to take the Chargers, is I felt like when I looked at the line, it was kind of short. The Chargers' offensive line has been pretty trash so far. Again, it's a small sample size, only been 3 games. And the Raiders' 2 pass rushers, Ngakoue and the other cat who like leads the league in pressures, they're balling out of their mind. So
Yeah,
if they can get pressure on Herbert, that's why I just think it could be a problem. But again, just I kind of want to wait and see. But I do like the over.
got you.
That would be my play on this game.
Over 51. I can dig it. I can dig it, man. Let's talk about some little Western Conference, man, before we get out of here. I don't want to hold you too long. Let's talk about some Western Conference here, man, before we get out of here. Like I say, the Lakers are heavily touted this year. We know they got a bunch of, I mean, you could say old guy. It's 2 ways of looking at it. You can look at it a bunch of oldies, or you can look at it as experienced vets. You see what I'm saying? So it's 2 different types of ways to look at it. They got a little mixture of young guys. You got to remember that AD is still pretty young in himself. So they still got some young guys over there. We'll see what happens. What you think what happens over here in the West, and do you think that the Suns and Jazz can continue their success, my guy?
I don't see why the Suns and Jazz can't. I mean, the Jazz of the 2 teams, I think, are more likely to regress only because they relied so heavily on threes. They kind of need that to go right for them, right? Now, if you're a Jazz supporter, I guess your defense would be like they still balled even with Mitchell out for a long period of time. So I don't think there's any reason to think that they're going to regress a lot. As for the Suns, they're definitely a regression candidate because, again, is Chris Paul going to just keep beating Father Time? Maybe, possibly. But what they really need is Devin Booker to have a much better regular season than he did last year, because even though he balled out in the playoffs, he was good in the regular season, but he wasn't great. He barely made the All-Star team in a situation where making the All-Star team, like, that should be way easier than, like, don't get me wrong. It's the Western Conference. It's loaded with guards, but you had the best record in the conference and you
Right.
barely made the All-Star team. That's kind of says something to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, once the playoffs started and the lights got bright, he elevated his game. So you have to think that now he's going to come into the next season and continue to elevate his game because he's still mad young. But I think the X factors are really Paul's health for the season. I mean, between me and you, and I'm going to ask you a question right now. Wouldn't you just shut Chris Paul down past a certain point in the season? Like once you start accumulating wins, you're like, you know what? You're going to have to start turning down your minutes, a couple DNPs, put him on that LeBron rest program.
And it's gonna help, Cameron Payne develop as well, right? So if he's gonna be, well, they didn't necessarily just. I think that he got a 3-year contract. So regardless, he's gonna be there for the next 3 years, right? If you want to develop him, he should play more during the regular season. Exactly, like that's the thing that. And I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that the Suns got that far or whatever to the finals, because I'm like, damn, they only rested him 2 games all season, bro. And one of them was a real injury, huh?
It's crazy how much he played if you think about it.
Exactly.
Way
more than I thought that they needed, right? They had the good team. They could have won without him.
Let me ask you a question, because I'm looking at these. I know you don't do futures. So the Clippers have the 5th best odds to win the title, the same odds as the Jazz and better odds than the Suns. Doesn't that seem crazy? Like they're going to win the title without Kawhi Leonard, and on what planet is that going to happen?
That's pretty crazy. Well, he is going to come back this season. We're not sure at what point, but my whole thing is they had the Clippers like it's supposed to be like the 5th or 6th seed in the West. So that's crazy, the fact that they have the same title odds as them. Now we really know seeding. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but when it gets to the playoffs, it's all about who's balling in, who's playing better. Because I mean, you just got to steal one on your other team's run, then boom, you got home court advantage. So it's all about this shit. We've seen teams fuck around, get swept or something. It's all about who's rolling and who's healthy at that later time of the year. But that's just, I don't know what the Clippers are going to do. They made some kind of crazy moves, but I still think they're going to be an elite defensive team. Leonard will come back at some point. Paul George showed us that he can do it, and he's saying he's coming in this season with a chip on his shoulder, like he kind of got over that hump himself mentally. You know what I'm saying, in the playoffs. So I'll be honest with you, watch out for Paul George. Could be playing like it's like if he keeps playing the way he did, raise his level without Kawhi Leonard, he might be like on some MVP talks this year, and I think that's scary, low key. But I think MVP could be a lot of different places this year. It's going to be a lot of different. It's going to be tough to find out the MVP of this year, in my opinion.
Hey, Warriors. Speaking of MVP, I mean, with Clay coming back, my guy, I think I want to take credit for calling Kuminga in the draft. Kuminga can ball, bro. He looks like he's a player. Wiseman. They got some players down there in Golden State. What you think about their chances?
What you mean, chances of MVP for Curry, or just
no, just their chances in the Western Conference?
I don't think the Warriors will make the playoffs. Well, they did get Avery Bradley. Like, I like Avery Bradley. A lot of people don't really like. They forgot about him. And last year he was trash with the Rockets. I think he's a good player. He made players like that, and along with their young youth. Like, I don't really want to throw Kuminga and Moody in there because I don't think they don't move the needle for me right now in the NBA. You see what I'm saying? They're good players, and like in preseason type shit, it's good to have good young players, good depth. Like the Warriors probably even beat the Blazers tonight in preseason. But as far as when they play some big dogs, the big dogs in the West over there, they could possibly like make the play-in tournament or sneak in and get the 8th seed. I could see it, especially with them having Curry. My problem with the Warriors is if Draymond goes down or if Curry goes down, everything's shot, bro. Like that's their whole team right there. I know they're getting Clay back. We need to see what he looks like off of 2 pretty much injuries to both legs. So I love Clay. I love him, but I need that Clay, the strong defensive Clay, and the 3-point shooter. As long as they get that Clay back at some point in the season, they'll be all right. But it's just so scary with the Warriors. They're so top heavy. If Curry goes down, it's a totally different team. Even with Curry still out there, if Draymond goes down, the defense is absolutely terrible. So I do worry about the Warriors, but like I say, I do think at some point the NBA loves Curry. He's one of the faces of the NBA, so they're going to make sure that he's, you know what I'm saying, somewhat all right. But like I say, guys, I think the Warriors, their time, like their dynasty, those dynasty type days where they just busting everybody ass, those days are over now, and you know what I'm saying, it's over for them boys. They're fighting for the play-in tournament for the 8th seed now in the West, in my opinion.
Wow, I didn't expect you to say that.
That's me. That's what I'm not a big fan of Kerr as well. He's not an NBA coach to me. Like he's like anybody could go do that well with KD and Curry and I'm saying Klay Thompson and all those guys. Kerr is starting to get exposed at some point. To a degree, Kerr is starting to get him. He's starting to get exposed in my opinion.
All right, I feel like I'm playing host today, but I got another question for you.
I'm here for it.
All of the teams that didn't make the playoffs, who's gonna sneak in? Is it gonna be the Grizzlies, the Pelicanos? Who you got? Who you got getting in there? And who you got slipping out? I know the Blazers are the biggest candidate probably to slip out, but who you got?
I'd say the Blazers. It's all about Dane, and he got to bring up his defense too. I can see the Blazers slipping out. I think the Grizzlies. I think they'll take the next step, in my opinion. I do think they'll take the next step, and right behind them. So, like, we got to watch out for the Timberwolves this year. They may not make the playoffs, could possibly make the play-in tournament, but I'd say Grizzlies number one. Then the Pelicans, because like I say, guys, the Pelicans kind of made some underrated moves. I'll be that guy. Like no one really likes the Pelicans. I'm looking at them. They got it. We always say the Pelicans kind of had some ballers. They didn't have that structure, right? They didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have that play caller. The past 2 years they've had trash coaches, bro. Van Gundy and what's the other guy name? Gentry. Yeah, those guys were trash, man. Shark, I see you in the what's called. Stop it, man. Warriors are not getting the 5 seed. Stop it. There's no fucking way. I'll bet anyone, whatever amount, the Warriors will not make higher than the 7 seed. I'll bet that. Whoever won, they'll make maybe 7 or 8 or in the play-in tournament. The Warriors will not get 1 through 6. Stop it. But Junior, real quick, that's just my opinion, though. I think the Pelicans, obviously, there's something going on with Zion. Have you been reading up on that? With Zion not really happy over there? But last thing I got to say, Willie Green could possibly – he's a player's type of coach. He's a young guy, and I do think he'll win those guys over. Brandon Ingram, they got Devontae Graham now. They got here. But I think the Pelicans are going to be ready here in the near future.
I think so, too. I think the talent – I just think that – I mean, I don't want to say I called this, but when Stan Van Gundy was a coach, I was like, how is old-ass, grumpy-ass – never happy, always want to make you run extra laps. Yo, did you see JJ Redick when he got the news that Stan Van Gundy was a coach? Now, he was half joking, but he was like, God damn, what did I do to deserve this? And he's like, just joking. Nah, hell nah, you weren't joking. Because I'm old enough to remember when you played for Orlando and Stan Van Gundy used to give you all kinds of coaches DMPs or DMP's coaches' decisions. He was getting no run under Stan Van Gundy, so you don't like him. Right. Most players don't really like Stan Van Gundy, so how are you going to bring, especially with, and I don't mean to make it a generational thing, but these younger kids, they're not like the kids from before. Like the guys that used to coach me and scream at you in the face, you can't do that now. Like It's a whole different thing. So, like you just said, bringing in a player's coach like Green, all these guys could take a next step, because if you underestimate how much liking your coach and wanting to play hard for your coach and wanting to sacrifice for your coach means, come on, man. Like, especially if you're young like that. Like, I think that these guys are definitely a candidate to challenge the Grizzlies for that other playoff spot for sure.
I think that the Willie Green hire is the exact opposite of Stan Van Gundy. Young guy, passionate guy, knows what he's talking about. He's a player's type coach, not old school, like by the book. No, let's try some new shit. Well, this is what I know. This what he's been in the NBA. He's not too far out of the NBA, so he knows how everything goes. I really think that's a good fit. Willie Green comes from, from Monty Williams over there. I think he's gonna bring that same type of style, that focus. Look, let's get right one time. I think he's gonna turn their program around somewhat like Monty Williams did with the Suns. Now he got them balling. Watch out for the Pelicans here in the next couple of years. The Grizzlies are a little bit ahead. They've been with their coach a while, got the same somewhat core. Those two teams made a trade, so it's crazy because Steven Adams is on the Grizzlies now. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I do think the Grizzlies are a little bit more ready, but like I say, guys, watch out for the Pelicans. There's going to be spots where we're going to be all on them. I'll be betting on them a few times in the preseason as well. Willie Green wants to win every game. Now, there's something I know about him, and I saw in summer league as well. If there's a game, he wants to win it, simply put. So that probably means leaving his star players in a little bit longer. And guys that are betting the preseason, newer coaches are trying to establish a winning culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to get whatever wins you can, even if it is preseason. They're going to mean something to the new coach. You don't want to go over in the preseason. Then I was like, damn, we can't even win a game. So, but I appreciate you coming on with me, Junior. I didn't want to hold you for too long. If it's something else you want to talk about, Western Conference, whatever you got, the floor is yours, my guy.
Well, I've been asking you the questions, man.
I'm here
because I just want your opinion. We talk. You know, I'm used to talking basketball with you every day. It's so weird to not do that.
Yeah, I miss it, man.
What LeBron been puffing out his chest. He's had a lot. He's had a lot to say. What's up? What you think? LeBron's going to come back with a vengeance or what?
I think he's going to come back to a vengeance in a way. I think the Lakers are pissed off this year. I'll tell you that. Like, I know a lot of people are. It's tough, bro, because a lot of people are just like, oh, Lakers next. Simple. Yeah, I don't think it's that simple, but I do think, like, watch out for the Lakers. Like, they're pissed. I can tell you that. AD's coming in with a chip on his shoulder. LeBron's coming in pissed. Carmelo wants to get his first NBA ring. A lot of these guys, they got Dwight Howard back. They got Rondo back. They still got THT. They got Monk. Watch out for these motherfuckers. Like, seriously, even when some guys get rested, they got other people coming in, filling in. It's just like, what are we doing here, bro? So if AD's pissed off, if LeBron's like, hey, look, we're going to play this season right and we're going to try and win this one, just watch out for the Lakers. Obviously, they'll do just enough to you know what I'm saying, get a nice little seed, but I think they're coming for another championship. They got one of these type of teams that, you know what I'm saying, that Bulls squad that's like, hey, this is our last chance, the last dance, all that. I see that I really do see that with this Lakers team. And a lot of people think they're too old. I think they're going to play it just safe enough to be ready when the playoff times. And that when this comes to they're not old then they're the most experienced NBA team. You see what I'm saying? So, but I can't wait to see what happens in the regular season. It'll be a little bit different. Lines will be inflated and they won't be playing as hard. So Lakers may be a good fade, but in certain games they are coming. I can tell you that for sure. So I think it's something like people are really pissing them off with the whole old stuff. Like they're just poking at the bear, in my opinion. Can't wait to see what happens.
I'm very concerned about your Mavericks. What are your thoughts?
The only concern I would be is Kidd. Like obviously, but like it's like, can I be concerned about Kidd? Because it's something like they didn't like Carlisle. That was the problem with the Mavs. Right. Luka was starting to bump heads with Carlisle. Obviously, with Porzingis' role, he was damn near finna ask for a trade. So I worry about Kidd because in theory, it's like. So Carlisle's been there for a while, but at some point you wear out your welcome. So even though he was that good of a coach, I think it was his time for him to leave. I think it's a really good fit for him in Indy. But I want to see what Kidd. Porzingis, what I'm hearing is that he's coming to play with a chip on his shoulder, to pack on some muscle, worked on his offensive game, and that he's coming this year. So that's what I'm hearing. Luka, I think he'll be an MVP candidate. We re-signed Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm not so worried about the Mavs.
Okay, because Carlisle is one of the old. You want to talk about old school coaches? Carlisle don't care about what you think or what.
Exactly.
Look at what happened when Rondo went to Dallas. He told Rondo, "You better go sit your ass down. I don't care how many rings you got. I got rings too as a player and as a coach. So you can't. That's the one thing about guys like Carlisle. He won a ring as a player. He won a ring as a coach. There's not really too much you're going to tell this guy." Where he's going to be like, what do you think you know more than me? Like, what do you talk? I got decades of doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Luka, as a new generation star, probably wanted a little bit more. I don't want to say freedom because nobody has more freedom than Luka. I just think that Carlisle probably said things to him in a way that he didn't like, had him do certain things that he feels like a star didn't need to do. And I think that Jason Kidd, who was a star himself, who was a big guard himself, who will understand Luka's point of view, is probably just better for Luka himself to have Jason Kidd. I don't know if it's better for the Mavericks, but it's probably better for Luka.
Exactly. Got you. Now I can dig it. Like I think the Kidd is an offensive mind, and he came from the Lakers. So I know that he didn't have a good stint in Milwaukee. And I mean, the stint with the Lakers went pretty good, and they said they're gonna miss him. So hopefully he brings that Lakers type of culture over there, championship type of pedigree to the Mavs. That's the only part that I'm worried about. You see what I'm saying? Somebody who say Raptors -2. Raptors did the line move or what? Let me see what's going on. Because like I was but no, I'm gonna let you get out of here, Junior. I'm finna send the link to my guy Shark and let him come on here and say what he gotta say. I'm sure me and him finna go back and forth about the Warriors, bro. So
Yeah, I mean, anytime you want. I mean, I'm around. Just holler at me. I'm gonna get on. I don't know when we're gonna start the show though. What's going
we
on
still
with that?
first day of the season. I'm pretty sure. Like I'll talk with Sia and them for the SBR show. I'll talk with them. I'm pretty sure first day of the season, bro. You already know. Shit, if it's an NBA game, a regular season game, we own that motherfucker. So shit, I'm pretty sure, bro. This is the first day of the NBA. We diving right in.
No, I enjoy doing this. So anytime you want to get on, I'm around. Holler at me.
Bet. Yeah, I'm
I'm not
always at
I'm
the
not
house.
active on Twitter like that, but just because I'd be arguing with haters too much, so I just try to stay away. I'd be
Hey,
trying
I
to stay
used to do
away.
the same thing, bro. I sure appreciate you for coming on with me, my guy.
Anytime,
Appreciate
my
you. It's
brother.
all love. Can't wait to do the show with you, SBR, my guy. Appreciate you.
You already know.
For sure,
Peace.
my guy. That's my guy, Junior Browne, man. I'm finna get my guy Shark in here. I'm trying to look at a couple preseason games. I do like the Raptors, man. I'll tell you. Oh shit, that motherfucker they moved to -2. It is their first game at the house. I'm finna put a little something on them. It's just me personal. I do like the Raptors and the Pelicans tonight. It's just that's personal shit. You see what I'm saying? Oh, my guy, it's in here.
What's up, brother? What's going on, baby?
Chilling, man. You know me. I'm chilled out.
You know,
Fuck,
I
missed
love
the
Junior. I
line.
think Junior's a great guy. I mean, his commentary is impeccable. It's
That's
a
my guy
beautiful
right
thing.
there. That's my guy.
You know, throwback straight up a year ago. We always talk about this. We're not going to be super official right now, but a year ago, you and I were chatting in the DMs.
Right.
It goes down in the DM. Really, it does go down in the DM about bringing this channel to people. And dude, I mean, goddamn, unbelievable the shit we've created. It's fucking amazing. It's amazing. So where were you guys going? You're talking about the predictions of the Western Eastern Conference futures and just what's going on here.
Yeah. What you think about the West, man? Because you're probably. I know you're a Warriors fan, bro. I know you are.
Well, I'm not
It's
a Warriors fan, bro. I mean,
what are we doing?
I mean,
Where I had it?
Well, hold on. I got stacks.
Put a little something on them wraps. Just a little.
I got stacks. Jay, I got.
Oh, okay.
I got all the hats here.
Let me
all
see.
the hats.
I gotta check these. Now Zion's not playing tonight, guys. No Zion, no Valanciunas.
All right, here we go.
Maxey, Curry, Green, Yang, and Drummond.
So, I mean, Jay, what do you want to say about the Dubs?
The Dubs, I'm not as high on them as everybody. I do like the last pickup they have of Avery Bradley. That should work out well for them. They're getting Clay back. That's going to be a huge jolt. Curry's the face in the NBA, so I'm sure he'll get a few calls. But like I say, bro, I'll say it again. If Curry, I don't hope anybody gets injured, but like Lord forbid it, if Curry or Draymond goes down, for any extended period of time, that's the season. Serious. And the rest of the players will give up as well.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like at the core of it, we don't really know what's going to happen over the course of 82 games.
Exactly.
And the beautiful thing about the NBA regular season, I mean, let's be honest, right, is that you get 7 months of basketball. It's awesome. Like, it is so awesome. Like, and I'm so fired up to cap it and dominate it, but I'm also so fired up to watch it. There's so many elements going on here, and the Warriors are one of the top 5 narratives without question.
Right.
We don't know what's going to happen with this team. You know, they could completely cliff dive, as you said. I mean, Steph Curry, obviously advantageous ref calls for years. That could go the completely opposite direction. Right. You know, if the refs now are allowing guys to body them on the perimeter and not calling those fouls, you know, where's his game going? We don't know. I was saying just in the chat before I came on here, of course, I think they will move up. Only because I think the West is open for business. Not so much the Warriors are so great. I think there's just a lot of teams that are not great in the West. And I think you're going to see all sorts of movement points, really, within the West. And, I mean, continue on. I mean, I could go on for the next 20 minutes on this.
Yeah.
But
I definitely think that the Blazers take a step back. I need to see what's up with the Mavs with Kidd. Obviously, so the Lakers are still there. Like I don't think they'll be a 7 seed, no matter how cool they play it during the regular season. I don't see them being a 7 seed. The Jazz, the Jazz have found something. They figured out this new way to play in the NBA, pretty much all about taking threes or dunks and playing defense. They figured something out. So obviously, a lot of more teams have film on them. Like they're not just coming and punch them in the mouth, which they didn't even last year. They went out for fucking 19 or 20 straight games covering the spread. So I still think the Jazz have found something. They just found this new style of play that works for them. The Suns, same type of thing, playing really sticky defense, methodical type basketball. The Nuggets, once they get Murray back, it's gonna be scary. They re-saw and Porter. They have the MVP or ex-MVP and Jokic over there. They still got some ballers over there. The Clippers, they're gonna be out without Kawhi for a while, but Paul George, as you already know, man, you talked about this plenty of times. George has kind of found something here without Kawhi. He's coming into this season with a chip on his shoulder. Like I say, I just really don't see, other than the Blazers getting worse, and then maybe my Mavs. But other than that, the Grizzlies are going to take a step up, in my opinion. I think that the Grizzlies could give the Warriors a run for their money. The way they're a young type of team, baller. They got some dogs on their team, literally. Dylan Brooks. Like the Warriors don't want to see him. And for some reason, every time he plays, they turn up their notch. So I see the Blazers getting worse. I see the Grizzlies getting better. The Warriors, I still think they're going to be in that play-in type tournament, somewhere around possibly 8th seed. That's just what I think they'll likely be in the play-in tournament, or even the 7th seed is in the play-in tournament. So yeah. That's where they'll be at.
No, I don't disagree. Obviously, futures are one of the hardest things to predict on the planet. But I do think Denver, I just put the hat on for a reason. I think Denver's got a hell of a lot of buy quantity here, particularly ATS in the first 3 or 4 months in the season. Obviously, MPJ just got signed up big time, and that's well-deserved. I mean, this dude has been a dog. I mean, obviously, his father was an NFL player, an NBA player. I'm still in NFL mindset here, but ex-NBA player with his dad. The guy was touted as being the number 1 pick before he tore out his knee or whatever the fuck happened in Missouri.
Exactly. It's bad.
And, he's big time, bro. There's unequivocal quality with this dude. And I mean, like, as much as I will throw shade at Nikola Jokic for being lacking in terms of his energy, he turned up last year, man. Like, he flipped a switch mentally. And again, with him, it's mental. And his fitness followed it because he got fit, but his fitness followed his mental game.
Right.
He's there, bro. Like, bring Jamal back. We got Jamal, MPJ, Yoke, and we got a bunch of role players. Dude, Denver is a dark horse in the West, bro. I mean, like really, really dark. I mean, this team is going to make us a lot of fucking money. I'll tell you that.
No, I'm with you. And I can't, when Murray comes back, and they got the other guards. Their guards went down. They may not have lost to the Suns. Barton was hurt. Monte Morris was hurt. PJ Dozier was hurt. The only one they had was short-ass fuck you Campazzo out there. That was pretty much their only guard. Yeah. So they got their guards back. They start to get back healthy. MPJ got a new contract.
And bro, like, their role players are the exact type of guys you want for a deep playoff run. I mean, you just said Campazzo. I mean, Campazzo is like, a glorified Dellavedova. I mean, Dellavedova with LeBron.
That's exactly what he is.
Campazzo is better. He's better. I mean, he shoots a much better 3-ball by a mile. And he's also just better constructed, in my opinion. And I think that they're just primed and ready to source it up. And I mean, dude, like,
you know what?
Yeah,
you got the head on. No, I like that. Now I know that the Nuggets. I'm just looking at some preseason, just me personally, some sprinkles. I kind of like the Nuggets tonight, but that's a whole nother conversation. They playing against the Clippers. You see what I'm saying? And the Nuggets got some depth. They got, some rookie. Bones Highland is a baller. If whoever watched the game tonight, you'll know who Bones Highland is. They'll likely be playing into the fourth quarter. Neither team will be playing their big guys. We'll see what happens, but I can't wait to. I'm just watching some basketball preseason. Like, y'all know me, I'm a basketball fan, so I'm just watching ball. But what else? Who else you think could be a surprise team in the West? We was talking about the Pelicans with them. Willie Green likely translate. He's a player type of coach. I think he'll take that team to the next level. What you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, as an outset point, I completely agree. The only secondary point that I would not agree with is the idea of a reactionary coach. We talk about this in the NFL. Detroit's a perfect example. They had Matt Patricia, RPI, a technician, a defensive coordinator, a disconnected guy, and then they brought in I'm actually forgetting the guy's name, but he's an ex-tight end in the league.
Yeah.
But he's a big fraternity guy, so it's reactionary, right?
Right.
Obviously, Stan Van Gundy, to our boy here, is a reactionary hire. So it's a great adjustment. But the question you ask yourself is, the adjustment will theoretically jolt the group, but is it an over-adjustment, or is it even the right hire? Because an overreaction, it's like when you're dating a chick, right? You always date the opposite chick after you get out of the camp. You have this one chick who's like this smoking hot, beautiful model, and then you date this homegirl from Missouri afterward. But neither are right. You need to middle ground it, right? And I think this Willie Green hire could be an overreaction to Stan Van Gundy. And I mean, the quality of this roster is really, really good. I think getting Lonzo Ball out of there helps them. And again, we talk about psychology all the time, but I think Lonzo is a very enigmatic guy. Obviously, his father, his family is very enigmatic. And I think with Zion and also my man B.I., who I love, B.I. needs to be a leader there, bro.
Exactly.
And Zion, I don't really have a really good handle on what kind of leader Zion is. I mean, Zion's great with the media. He loves New York, Duke, whatever. You know, he's Coach K. He's well crafted. But I think B.I. is a silent leader there. Like, we're just completely spinning off the cuff here, but B.I. reminds me of Kawhi Leonard early in his career, where he was underspoken and not really within the media at all. I think Brandon Ingram is actually a very quiet leader for that team. I think Willie Green will help B.I. more than Zion, because I think Zion creates his own environment.
Exactly. Yeah. No, Brandon Ingram definitely needs to be the leader over there. He is a quiet, soft-spoken type of guy. But you're exactly right. I think Willie Green will get that up out of him, get him to talking more, because he needs to talk more while he's on the floor as well. Like, that's just basketball. You need to talk, especially on defense. He is the best player on the team. You see what I'm saying? Even though they got Zion and stuff, Zion's like somewhat of a generational talent. Like, when he finally starts to get fit and really work out, Brandon Ingram is like coming off from like 2 years ago, is the most improved player. The guy is a baller. They knew that's why the Lakers took him, but the guy is an absolute baller. I can't wait to see what the Pelicans do. I do think they'll take strides. I'll be watching the game tonight versus the Timberwolves. These are two teams that are like, in my opinion, going to make somewhat of they're going to make us some money in some certain spots. Timberwolves and Pelicans, because no one's going to be betting on them, but they're going to be catching points, some points +6, +7. They'll win the game outright. I'm telling you guys, these are two teams that they finally got them a coach. They finally, got their players to buy in, and I can't wait, bro. I can't wait, my guy. Some games finna come up. What you think?
We talked about it on the NFL show, and it's one of those things where, I mean, I get like a huge energy inside of me when I talk about the NBA. I'm an NBA guy. I'm an NBA hat. I'm an NBA fan. I'm passionate, and it's not fake. Like, I grew up watching the Knicks and the Bulls compete in the 90s, and it makes me inspired. I mean, even talking about this, Jay, like, I'm getting fired up right now. I was sitting on my couch in the other room, and I said, send me the link, because I'm just fucking fired up.
Real quick, break off the people break them off before we get out of here. Tell them what you like in this Chargers versus Raiders. Say if it's somebody that's a Raiders fan or somewhere on the fence this game, tell us why we should be, well, not necessarily we should be on the Chargers, but tell them why you like Chargers -3 before we get out of here, my guy.
Yeah, I'm in no rush, but if Jay's in a rush to go sit by the lake and talk to his beautiful lady, I respect it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch some basketball, so I am.
Hell yeah. But yeah, officially, I'm on Twitter again. If you guys want to follow on Twitter, Sharks N Sports, letter N between Sharks and Sports. We're playing the Chargers for one singular reason, amongst others, but divisional line reads are what I've talked about in the NBA all the time. But in NBA, you get so many more games. 82 games, you get 4 games in the division. In football, NFL football particularly, you don't get a lot of games unless you're in the division. This is a divisional game, so we have a lot of information. And when you're looking at this, last year, the Chargers laid 1.5 at home and lost outright, and the line jumps up to 3.5 at open. And we talk about this again all the time in the NBA. But when you lose outright as a 1.5 favorite and the line doesn't move to the previous environment, it moves against. They're showing you significant strength here, and they're telling you a great story. The Chargers in a very upward movement point. Justin Herbert is a legendary assassin in the making. Great new coaching move, and the Raiders are too hot. I think you're looking at a very nice position here for Chargers -3 on the record.
Exactly. Yeah, I like it, bro. I might put a little something on there with you. I think the Raiders have been somewhat overvalued. And also, didn't this line stink? Why the Raiders been so damn cold? They've been beating everybody all season. Why are they 3-point underdog? Why are they the underdog, period? See what I'm saying? And the way, just simply put, just my simple way of looking at this game, they pretty much should have lost to the Dolphins, right? We saw how the Dolphins looked yesterday with Jacoby Brissett, even at the house, which that was part of the Colts, not, you know what I'm saying, they were 0-3, whatever. But still, we talk about this all the time. They were teetering as like about to lose against someone. The Raiders have been teetering around that, then have a letdown spot. They should have lost to the Dolphins in them putting that one out in overtime, a back and forth type of game. This is the game I believe they lose. I'm putting a little something on Chargers -3 with you at the house, my guys. No letdown after the Chiefs for me. I like the Chargers with you, bro. Finna get up out of here. Any closing words before we get up out of here, my guy?
I mean, I'm super live Monday, 6:56 p.m. Eastern, 5:56 Central per J Money in Texas. We'll be on here every single day during the NBA calendar. We can't wait to do it. We appreciate the hell out of you guys for listening and desiring, and of course, wanting to dominate. And let's dominate. And of course, I came on here off the cuff, but so I am. I'm live as fuck. Jay's live as fuck. We love to come in and just dominate always. So Jay, thanks for having me, and let's fucking go. October 19th, it goes down.
Anytime, my guys. You already know. October 19th, we back live NBA. We're going every single day of the season. We're live Monday through Sunday. Maybe twice on Sunday. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. We out. Let's cash some tickets tonight. That's my guy Shark and Sports. Go and follow him on Twitter. Go and follow me on Twitter as well at JMoneyIsMoney. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. We out, my guys.